Everyone, Jelani here. Welcome to part 2 of the terms you should know. Okay, so now that we understand what the campaign level of making an ad is, we wanted to go into the ad set level, right? So say we wanted to make a engagement ad, okay, and we're just gonna name this test course campaign name. And don't worry about, if you don't understand what I'm doing right now. Don't worry about it, okay? So it's gonna be a post engagement. You're going to click continue. It's going to bring us to the ad set level, okay? So once you get to the ad set level, this is where you would do the targeting and, what your daily ad spend would be, right? So we're going to break this down. So right now we're at the audience section. You can see that's highlighted in blue on the left-hand side. And you would want to make an audience, okay? So this may look a little confusing, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Don't worry about the ad set name yet. When we make our first ad, you'll see how I set up my ad set name, but we'll just scroll down here. And you can see that it's going to say, define who you want to see your ad, right? So you can create a new audience, and you can, say I want people who are aged from 22 to, I don't know, let's say 46, right? So that's the age, right? But what if you wanted these people, I don't know, whoever's 22 to 46, what if you wanted them to be in Canada, okay? So all you have to do is just exit out the United States and type in Canada, right? And it's going to populate right here. Boom. How cool is that, guys? Okay, so now we can say everyone in this location in Canada, I want to show it to 22 and 46, all right? So that's how we're defining audiences when we're making ads. We're just, literally saying we want it to be in Canada. We want it to show in the United States. We want the age to be whatever age we want. And I'm going to show you guys, my format when I'm running ads. But this is just so you guys kind of get familiar with what the ad set level entails, right? Okay, so don't worry about where it says custom audiences. We're going to be learning about that later on. But you can also save audiences. And if you save an audience, you can see they'll be here, okay? So these are some of my saved audiences that I've made in the past, but, just so I can use them again. So when you're done making an audience, you can always save it so you don't lose that work that you did, okay? So, all right, so this is populated, right? But on the right-hand side, you can see that you have a little meter here, and it's telling us if the audience is broad, if it's too specific, and let's say your audience selection is fairly broad, and then it tells us potential reach, 13 million people. So 13 million people aged from 22 to 46 that live in Canada, and there's no type of interest, so it's just, it's very broad, right? That's what we call broad targeting. Sometimes you can run ads that have no targeting at all worldwide, and they will do okay, right? So this is 13 million people, and then below that it says estimated daily results. So based on a daily basis, based on the ad spend we want to spend per day, it's going to tell us how many people we can reach defined within our defined audience, right? So we're gonna reach 4,500 to 23,000 people, and we're gonna have 110 to 550 engagements with our ad, okay? So if you scroll down here, you can also type in the languages and change the gender. So say if we wanted to show this ad to just men, right? Now it's going to populate again. It's going to say potential reach 6.4 million people, estimated daily reach 5.1 or 5,100 to 27,000 people, post engagement 120 to 660, okay? Women, it would change for that as well. This is a little more, 6.5 million, reach 4,019,000, post engagement 120 to 560. Let's keep it all, and let's just change the language. So say we wanted only French-speaking people. French all, okay? Now it changes dramatically. So now it's 2.9 million people, 4,400 estimated reach on a daily result basis, and 79 to 370 post engagements per day, right? So it can get really detailed, as you can see. And, as you do your research on products and as you do your research on audiences, you can kind of understand who the age can be, who the gender would be towards, what language. Usually I just keep it, there's no language, just English, right? But yeah, so you can get really detailed at the ad set level. So now if we scroll down just a little bit, you can see here it says detailed targeting. Now if you put the eye on it, it's going to say define your audience by including or excluding demographics, interests, and behaviors, okay? So this is our main, what we're going to be using mainly when we're trying to find some interest. So if we wanted to look for motorcycle people, right? It's going to change, who we show the ad to. So 1.8 million people, 3,700 to 16,000 daily estimated results in terms of reach. and post engagement 66 to 320. Okay, so you can put in your targeting in this box, so you can see it says detailed targeting. And like I said, guys, if you ever get confused, you can always scroll over the eye and it'll tell you what this portion or section or button would do, right? So you can narrow your audience. So if you wanted to include people that like motorcycles and like cats, right? We can do that. So this ad would only show to people who like motorcycles, but also only like cats, right? So that's 550,000 people. So it's getting pretty targeted, right? It's pretty precise, right? We can narrow it down further, or we can exclude people. So let's say we only want people who like motorcycles, like cats, but also don't include the people that like dogs, okay? So now it's 180,000 people. This is super targeted. We want people who like motorcycles, we want people who like cats, but we don't want people who like dogs, okay? So now it's 180,000 people and 2,400, 8,300, 33 to 180 post engagement, okay? So this is pretty targeted. This is called laser targeting or flex targeting. This is a little complex, but I want you guys to kind of see what is possible. So, this is the main section. Detailed targeting is what we're going to be using when we're trying to find interest. Like the diagram I showed you, this is how we would find those interests to make the lookalike audiences from, okay? So if we scroll down, you can add connection types, meaning people who like your page or not. You can save this audience if you want to save it. All right, so now if we scroll down, you see it turned blue. It went from audience. So if you click on audience, it's going to bring us to the audience. If you click on placements, it's going to bring us to the placement section. And you can change the placement of your ad. So if you want to do automatic placements, it says recommended, but I never do this. I always do edit placements. But you can, test both to see which one does better. But I always do edit placement, so you can literally edit the placement and change the device type. You want to show this ad on both mobile and desktop, only mobile or only desktop. We're going to be doing only mobile ads because that converts way better than desktop. And you can change the platform, so you can say, I want this ad to show only on Instagram, right? So you can remove Facebook, remove audience network, and just have Instagram, and that's going to change your potential reach, right? What if you just want people on Facebook? So if you include this, you would exclude this, and now it's only people on Facebook, so that's 87,000 people. You can remove the audience network, and now it's going to say 86,000 people. The reason why I would remove audience network when we're running ads is because audience network shows your ad on all different type of platforms. It can show on Tinder, it can show on Google, it can show on MySpace. Like, it can show literally everywhere. So we don't know what where we're getting our conversions from, right? We don't know. So we want to make sure that we know where we're getting our conversions from, so we can either put more money in or take more money out, right? So this is where you would edit your placements. So this may seem like crazy, I know, but once we start really digging deep, you'll understand it more. But just know that you can change the placements. You can put it on mobile only. You can put it on desktop only, okay? And then if you click on budget and schedule, you can see we can adjust our daily budget, okay? So for PPE ads, we normally do $5 a day. So we would change this to $5 a day, right? And the reason for that is because we don't want to spend a lot of money just testing out a product to see if people are going to do like it, right? So we want to spend the least amount of money to get the most information, okay? So this is where you would set your daily budget. You can make a schedule as well. So you can set a start date and end date. So let's say we wanted to start today, and in August 22nd, this would be called a lifetime budget. So if I wanted to make this $500, you can see it's going to increase crazy because you're going to be spending $500 over a month period, but it's going to spin accordingly to what the results are, what Facebook thinks it can get you, right? So it can work pretty well if you do that. But for now, we're not going to get that complex. But I'm just trying to show you guys the possibilities of what Facebook can do, okay? So what we want to do down here, it says optimization for ad delivery. So you can change the optimization, right? You can change it. If you don't want people liking or sharing your post or commenting on your post, you can change it for impressions. So now it'll optimize for impressions, meaning that it'll deliver your ads to as many people possible. Daily unique reach, so it'll deliver your ads to people up to once a day, okay? So typically we just leave it on post engagement. You can change the bid amount from automatic to manual. This is advanced, so I'm not even going to mention it. But you can kind of do it manually. It's really advanced, but we can get into it later down in this section of this course. But for now, just keep it on automatic, and now you would be done typically, right? This is all you would do to try to see if an ad is worth putting money into, right? You want to make sure that you have your audience correct. You want to change the location if you want, so you can add more locations. So if I wanted just United States and Canada, I can do that as well. Oops. I can do that as well. So if I do this, so now I have Canada and United States, people who are 22 to 46, gender all, language English, and you have your detailed targeting, motorcycles, cats, dogs, right? So this is what the ad set level looks like, and you can have multiple ad sets within this level, okay? And Facebook optimizes your campaigns based on this level, okay? Based on the ad set level, okay? So it's important that we understand everything in this section. And like I said, guys, if you get confused, you can always go over the I's. But the most important things in this ad set level is the targeting, okay? This section here, the detailed targeting, because we want to see what people like, and if we can get some pages, if we get some groups or some apps or anything that people like, we can get more information on who the potential buyer is, right? And more information Facebook has, so that at the point once we run our PPE ads as a test, and once we're ready to start running some conversion ads, we can have that information for Facebook, so Facebook knows who that buyer is, right? Once we understand the targeting, we can go to our conversion ads, but it starts at the targeting. It starts at the PPE level of the ad set level, okay? So you definitely want to make sure you're spending some time getting your targeting correct, and everything else is pretty standard. Editing the placements is simple, just as clicking mobile only, right? And just unchecking some things, and you can break down these things. So usually what I would do is uncheck all of these, right? So I know this is like, wait, Jelani, you're going so fast. Like, stop, slow down. I don't know what Facebook ads is. Like, stop. You're like, Jelani, you're going so fast. But I believe that if you don't get your feet wet, if you don't try and just fail and fail and fail again and fail harder, then you're not going to progress as someone, as an entrepreneur, right? Someone who wants to learn this, right? I can show you all different types of texts and books and all that stuff, but if you don't actually go out there and actually get your feet wet, actually spend some money, actually lose some money, lose on ads, then you don't know what your mistakes are. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. But I think it's super important that you understand what this is and what it looks like. I know it looks crazy, but once you see it once, and then you'll see it later again as I start running some ads, you'll see like, oh, this is what Jelani was talking about earlier, right? Yeah. So it starts to kind of correlate. It connects better. So I understand if you guys don't know what this is yet. Some of you may know what this is. Some of you may not. But it's important that we kind of go into it, getting our feet wet and trying to understand what these things are, okay? What's up, everyone? Jelani here. Welcome to the next video where we're going to finalize the terms you should know, okay? So now we understand what campaign levels are. We know what ad set level are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the ad level, and we're going to see what that's about, okay? So if we get all the targeting correct, we get the budget set, we're going to click continue, and it's going to bring us to the ad, okay? So what we can do here is we can actually create a new ad, which we call a dark post, meaning that the ad is not attached to any Facebook page. You can see here, if you click on use existing post, you can see that we can choose a page and choose a post. But if we create a new ad without selecting a page, that's just a dark post, meaning that the post is not going to be published publicly on your Facebook page that you select, okay? So we can select a single image, a single video, a slideshow. For this course, we're actually going to just primarily use existing posts. We may use some dark posts for retargeting sequences, but for starting ads, we're going to definitely just use existing posts. Okay, so what we would do is we would make a post on a page, and then we would come into our ad and then choose the page we want to promote. So if we want to promote my whitetail fishing company, we could just select the post we want, and then select the page post, right? So if we wanted to select this one, you know, you'll see the text there, you'll see everything, okay? You'll see the likes, comments, etc. So you can see that that image or that post automatically populates. So what if that, you know, you just made a post on your page, right, and it doesn't show up? What you can do is you can take the post ID and you can put the post ID here, okay? So just by clicking enter post ID, you can put the post ID into that, click submit, and it'll populate, okay? So if you scroll down, let's hide advanced options. If you show advanced options, you'll see URL parameters, right? So for the URL parameters, this is something that we would do to give Google Analytics more data, okay? So we're going to talk about this a little later, but basically what it does is you make a special URL so that the data can be brought to Google's attention, basically, and Google can start tracking different information like conversion rates, purchases, etc. So this is just another layer of data. Facebook has a great dashboard for tracking all your data, but this is a great way to kind of give you a second layer of information, right? So below that is pixel tracking. So basically this will measure our website conversions, right? So all Facebook ad accounts have a pixel, and we're gonna actually make our pixel in the next video. Once you understand what we're going to be doing, we're going to start making the pixel, and we're going to actually make a new Facebook page, I believe, or a new Facebook ad account. So you can see it's from Fresh, and I'm not, there's nothing tricky going on with it. But you want to track your conversions, right? You want to track all conversions from your Facebook pixel, and you have to have that pixel in place properly in order for it to do that. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it really quickly without any apps or paying anyone to do it. It's really simple. So I'm going to show you guys what to do. All right, so this is what an ad would look like once we do all of these parameters, right? We want to make an objective, create the ad set, select the audience, select the placement, select the budget, and then select the ad that we actually want to promote, okay? So once you do all that, you click place order, and then Facebook is going to review your ad, and then it's going to be live, and it's going to be good to go, right? So now you're probably like, okay, Jelani, we don't even have a Facebook account. Like, why are you showing us this? We're going to make a Facebook ad account in the next video, guys. I promise you. I just want you guys to kind of get familiar with what we're going to be doing before we do it. So once we get to that point, you've seen this before. You're kind of like, oh, this makes sense. I understand this. I've seen Jelani do it. Maybe I can do it too. And I'm going to take it step by step, guys, like I said before. But I want you guys to start getting your feet wet, okay? So follow me until the next video, guys. I'll see you there. That's it for today, guys. Tomorrow, there'll be a new video. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe and hit that alert button so you know when that video drops. I know you probably want more information, but I want to take it really step by step and slow so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So if you want to see that video, subscribe, hit the alert button. I can't wait to see you there.